Hey YouTube, thought today I would do a video giving you guys a tour of the inside of my truck. So this is it's a 1997 Dodge Ram 3500 1-ton dually diesel 2-wheel drive truck. Let's see, it only has, it's got about 121,000 miles on it. Pretty low miles for a diesel. Kind of a little bit of a history on this truck. I've owned it for a couple of years. I purchased it from the original owner at about 100,000 miles, and he had bought the truck, brand new back in '97. I think he bought it from Dave Smith Motors in Idaho. And he ordered the truck pretty much with every option on it, other than it doesn't have leather interior, which I didn't want leather interior. I like cloth interior myself. And yeah, so it's got, like I said, it's got all the options on it for that model year, and it's been a great truck for me. The only major repair that I've had to do to the truck so far is I had to have the automatic transmission rebuilt, which in these older Dodge trucks, that's a pretty common, and even in the Fords, the automatic transmissions happen to be the weakest link in a lot of these older trucks. So I had a professional mechanic go through the entire transmission, everything, completely gut everything out, went through and redid everything. There was a lot of updates that needed to be done on the transmission, and he had went through everything. I had the transmission lines replaced in it and everything, and it was definitely pretty expensive. It was north of $4,000 is what it cost me to have the transmission rebuilt in here. But I tell you what, it runs awesome. He put a little heavier duty stall converter in it and everything, and so anyways, that's kind of the weakest link in in these older trucks. So yeah, it's got air conditioning. It's got the overdrive switch on it, and the way that I drive my truck, and this is the way that my transmission mechanic told me to use this overdrive button, this overdrive off button, is basically for speeds under 50 miles an hour. If I have the camper on the truck fully loaded and everything, I will drive with the overdrive off. And then once I reach speeds over 50 miles an hour, then I will engage the overdrive. So pretty common sense, knowledge stuff. But it's really hard, when you drive around with the overdrive engaged. It's constantly trying to, when you're driving around at those lower speeds, it's constantly trying to go into overdrive. And apparently that's really hard on the transmission and the bands and everything. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking at purchasing, or you own one of these older Dodge trucks. I definitely recommend driving around with the overdrive off. It's got the typical late 90s cup holder here, on the dash that works really well. Couple of power outlets on it. This one's got the premium sound system, CD, tape, cassette, equalizer, and it also has the I think that's what I said, the premium sound system. So it's an Infinity premium sound system. So that was kind of a custom option for this particular year. So I got my trailer brake switch right there. What I really like a lot about these older Dodge trucks is just the amount of storage that they have in them. On the doors, there's a huge amount of storage compartment on the doors, and then they have these classic consoles, which are just awesome, and they fold up, and then there's a whole bunch of room, a lot of room in there. and these things fold down, and they're really comfortable for an armrest. And then they also convert upwards, so you can have your woman ride next to you. And so yeah, let's see what else. The glove compartment, they've also got huge amount of room in the glove compartments, right down here, and then there's also a shelf right up in there, which I put stuff in, and it's got a cubby hole here, and then some more storage up here on the dash, and then also likewise on the other passenger side door, there's all the storage in there. So lots and lots of storage. And then another thing that I'll just kind of mention too about these older Dodge trucks is the amount of room that is in here, for leg room and stuff. I noticed that on some of the Ford trucks getting into them, they don't have the amount of room that a lot of these older trucks do, and I'm sure that was probably only specific years or models, but there's just a lot of room here for your passenger to be comfortable with leg room and everything. Let's see, it's got a little overhead light up here, temperature gauge up here. I keep some of my my CDs and stuff up, a little CD holder. Well, let's go ahead and give you guys a cold start and kind of let you hear what the engine sounds like.
Oh, yard.
So that's a 5.9 Cummins turbo diesel engine. I'll go ahead and pop the hood and show you guys the engine compartment. And as far as tires go on this truck, I am running stock size tires for this truck, which are 215/85/16s, and I am running the BF Goodrich commercial TAs, and these tires are about a year old, and really happy with these tires. They ride very, very good. They're very quiet, and they've gotten the great traction in the rain, and I haven't had them in any type of snow yet, but been very, very happy with them, and they are all season tires. So there's a little picture of those. So here's kind of a peek at the engine compartment here. And this is kind of an important upgrade that you're definitely going to want to make sure you do if you've if you have a truck camper or an RV of some sort that has a charging unit on it. And basically what this device here is called, for the moment here I cannot forget the correct terminology for it, but basically what it does is when I turn off the ignition, when I shut the engine down, turn off the ignition, this disengages power to the camper or the RV or whatever that you're hauling around. So that when you are when you have the camper on here and you shut the truck off, you're not drawing power off of your truck battery. So the only way that this is working and charging your batteries is when the engine is running. So that's definitely an upgrade that you'll want to get installed on your truck. I believe now I'm thinking more, it's just a battery, it's an isolator or a solenoid isolator. Like I said, I forget the correct terminology of it. So pretty simple engine. This is an awesome engine. This is a proven 12-valve turbo diesel engine. They started putting these in the Dodge trucks back in '89, and they made a few improvements over the years. I think in '92 and '93 is when the intercooled version came out, and then upwards from there they made a few changes. And as you can see, this being a 6-cylinder, there's one of the reasons why I really like this engine. There's a few of them. One of them is just the amount of room inside here to be able to work on the engine, to make some repairs, change out starters, get in here and service alternators and belts and everything. This has got it's got one of these serpentine belts on, and it's really easy to replace. I can replace this belt in about 8 minutes or so, 8 to 10 minutes. I can have this belt on and a new one on, which I've done. The oil filter and stuff is right here, so everything is really accessible with this engine. It's just something that I really like about it a lot. And then another thing I'll bring up with this particular engine, it's no kind of mystery or whatever that I chose this particular year of truck. You might be asking, okay, so why did you go with a 97, or why didn't you get a 99 or an 03 or an 02 or an 04? That's a great question, and it definitely I definitely was seeking out, when I was looking to buy this truck, I was seeking out a 97 in particular, or a 96, and the reason for that is that was the last 96 and 97. There were some models in early 98 that were 12 valve motors, and then those ones are even more rare, and with the ones early in 98 you can get those with the quad cab doors, so the crew cab doors open. The crew cab doors in these model year trucks, they don't open. But the reason being is that this is an all mechanical engine here. There's nothing electronic on it. There's no electronic fuel pumps. The fuel pump system is all mechanical lift pumps. So you don't have the troubles that you do with some of these newer trucks with the electronic fuel pumps going out, and they do go out. So yeah, I definitely, that's what I wanted. I wanted something that was totally mechanical and very, very dependable and reliable. And these trucks, not to brag, but they're arguably some of the best engines that have ever been put in a pickup truck. And there's many people out there that will argue that for those reasons, because it's all mechanical, and you can also modify and you can really pump up the horsepower with these engines fairly inexpensively as well. Which I haven't done anything to this engine. It's completely stock, and I'm happy with happy with the performance of it, and the reliability and the dependability of it. And then the other thing too with this, with it being all mechanical, for you preppers and survivalists out there, this engine is also EMP proof. So if we have some type of a down grid system, or God forbid we have some type of a electromagnetic shock or anything like that, this engine will it's proof. So it's EMP proof. You'll be able to get in this thing and start and turn the engine over, and it's not going to have an impact on the because there's no electronic systems that are running this thing. So yeah, there you go. A couple of other things, gas mileage with this. That was another reason why I wanted this year truck. Gas mileage wise, these older 12 valve motors, they get some of the best gas mileage in these early turbo diesel engines in history. They get some of the best out there. I had a dirty fuel filter in here, and I was getting about 14 miles to the gallon around town, hauling my truck camper around, and then on the highway I was getting around 18, and doing about 62 miles an hour as top speeds. So hauling the truck camper around and getting that kind of gas mileage, as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty happy with that. So that was another reason why I wanted to get this particular year, is they do get exceptional gas mileage. And that was something that was really important to me. So there you have it, guys. There's a tour of my 1997 Dodge Ram truck. If you have some comments that you'd like to add to this discussion, please add them in the comment section. Thanks, YouTube. Have an awesome day, and thank you for watching.